I'm faster, I'm more secure than you'll ever be. I'm faster, I'm cheap and my name is XRP. To the moon, yeah, get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP.
Hi. Hi Raymond. Hi Brad Kimes, lesbian lover. Hi Ben Wright. What are you up to? Let me check XRP current price. It's quite some ups and downs lately. Maybe more downs than ups. Where are we now? 4%. Ah, not too bad. Hi Ian. Hi Small Town. Hi Teacher. Hi Archie. Hi everyone. Geiles Ding. Unexpected, yes. Just by surprise, special live stream, no special topic. Just wanna hear your sentiment. Wanna give you my sentiment, maybe a little bit. I still believe, I told it yesterday, that we're on the cusp of mass adoption. Okay. Jack S is actually, that's a good thing. Let me do that. I will open my Bitstamp order book file I showed in the video before, and then we Bitstamp order book. Let's see how that works out. Oops, a bit large, huh? But I can decrease the size. So something like that. Okay, let me go back to the chat. Sorry for my coughing, you don't look like Brad. No. I really have no clue what's going on with the manipulated market. I just think it's funny. Nevertheless, let me talk a little bit about those figures I have put out in my last video. Basically, actually, could I? Now let me check. Yes, it's roughly visible. So basically that's the order book of Bitstamp, the sell order book, right? But it's not ordered by price. Normally it's ordered by price. This time I ordered it by the total. The total is the product of the first two columns. The price someone asks and the amount of XRP he wants to sell. A good example is this row here. Roughly $1 for 5.4 XRP, which basically means he would receive $5.4. And what I wanted to show with that last video with the liquidity is basically the sentence I kept on repeating. ODL must be able to satisfy any transaction, be it $5, $50, $500, $5,000, $50,000, $500,000, $5 million, $50 million, or $500 million, or whatever other value in between. And as you now can see, if we now we're here on row 2, right? Can you see the? No, you cannot. But maybe I can. Nope. Can I? Hold on. No, you cannot see the scroll bar, but you can see it on the row number. So if I scroll down, basically the bottom of the page is 6,781 here. That's how many sell orders. Actually 6,780, because the first row is the title row. Okay. When we go roughly in the middle, at around, I don't know, 3,700 or so, somewhere in that area, then we are roughly in the middle of the order book. And here we are still at 33 cents only. And let me open the preview, this one here. I will make it a little bit bigger for you. 150. Does that? Why won't it? Okay, never mind. Let me do it maybe with 135. So, this is the figures I got from Target 2, right? It's just used for extrapolation. I don't want to imply that Target 2 or any other European or any other domestic system for the matter will ever use XRP. But it anyway helps to extrapolate the figures on a global value. I'm assuming Europe has about 20% of the global cross-border, of the global market, and thus cross-border market. And here we can see, with the analysis I've done, that we have like every 3 seconds roughly a $50 million payment. So if it's just 10% we would get, it'll still be 2 of those every minute, okay? And as you can see in the order book, there is, I can scroll down basically almost to the bottom until we reach those orders where we are in the millions area. So we're already at 6,000 here and we're still below 10K. So roughly 6,000 rows, that's, I don't know, 85, 87, 89% or so is below 10K. And then there is the bigger ones, okay? And if we scroll down to the million ones, where with one transaction one could get enough XRP at a particular price for a 50 million payment, then we are somewhere in this area here. Starts here, and from here to the very bottom it's just 33 here orders. That's that means in like, I don't know, in 15 minutes we're done. No more XRP. And that simply cannot happen, and that's why the price needs to rise. I hope everyone understood that so far. Let me go back to the chat. Beides, Freddy die Fliege. You can ask in German, I will answer in German. Du kannst auf Deutsch fragen, dann werde ich auf Deutsch antworten. Heute ist ein bisschen speziell. Diese Kurse lassen mich zweifeln. Daniel thinks that those prices leave him with doubts about what I'm telling for the last, I don't know, 18 months or so, that we will see high figures. I know it gets on the nerves, but really, I mean, I literally have no doubt. So what are the plans and time to get? I don't know what the plans and the time scale are. I just know it's required. Everything else is failure. Shane Ellis, I don't think that he's in the live stream. Totally lost. Conscious puppies, you're lost about those figures. Basically what I tried to show with the Bitstamp sell order book, because an ODL transaction goes via an exchange. Could be, well, we know 4 definite ones: Bitso, Bittrex, Bitstamp, CoinsPH, and as soon as SPIVC's live, SPIVC will be one of those ODL exchanges. And so each transaction goes via 2 of those exchanges. The sender of the transaction buys in his country an exchange XRP, sends the XRP to the receiving country exchange, and there the XRP is sold such that the exchange can pay out fiat to the recipient. So basically those exchanges need to have enough liquidity, and they simply don't. Actually, let me try to do that so that you have an idea. I will try so all but the top, but the largest ones, where someone asks $1 million per XRP, together are, that's 3 billions. That's nothing. I mean, imagine that 3 billion going through an exchange after a day, the exchange would be depleted. That can absolutely not happen. Once the system goes, it has to sustain for months until they can have an additional price spike. I hope I explained now properly. Florian, I think SPI will start 1st January 2020. I think it's due to certain additional regulation. I mean, basically they could start now, but because SPI is an exchange, backed by banks, they need to make sure they're 110% compliant. 99% just won't cut the cake for them. And that's the reason why they need to make 100% sure that everything is fine. And I'm pretty sure they're already now scaling to comply with the new FATF regulation, where basically on each and every crypto holder, KYC and AML for transactions, I think larger than, I don't know, $7,000 or so happen. That's most likely the reason why there is still a delay. These AML checks. Yes, EW, the ODL transactions have to go through. That's how the system is built. Otherwise, you just send XRP. Then if you were a bank and I am a bank, I can send you XRP, which now have a value of, I don't know, $200,000 or so, and you could sell it, but you would then risk that you would only get 190,000, because it's your risk to sell the XRP to get fiat, and this risk is being taken away by ODL, because it's like a totally automated transaction from start to end, where the sender sees the rate already in advance. And if it's not an ODL, if I just send you XRP, then it's basically your risk that you can sell the XRP such that you receive enough fiat to pay out. Can be done. There is an additional disadvantage of the process I just explained. If I'm a bank and I send you as a bank XRP, everyone can track that on the ledger. Via ODL that's not possible, because it's not the banks using or sending XRP, it's actually the exchanges, the ODL exchanges, sending XRP. So never ever there will show up a bank on the XRP ledger. Ralph Raymond, that's good thinking. Ralph Raymond is asking regarding the trust in the ODL exchanges. Actually, they do only need to trust in the functionality in this RippleNet thingy. I mean, once a transaction locks in a price, it's locked in. Why should they not trust? It's basically, I send you 10 Swiss francs and I know you will receive $9.50 or something. And as long as this plumbing is trusted, why shouldn't they? I really don't see that problem. And yes, Ralph Raymond, I see this new laws all around the world which lets banks custody digital assets as the turnkey. Stuart XRP, hi Stuart, what a nice thing to have you. It's been a while since I see you last time on my stream. Surely, why wouldn't they Sword is asking if those massive payments will go through the exchanges or a different method. I really don't see a different method. Many are thinking that the big payments will go through Corda Settler. I, however, haven't gotten clearance for my logic yet, how the Corda Settler would make such a transaction anonymous. And the bank would not want another bank to see their public address on the ledger. I mean, as soon as I send someone XRP, that someone knows my public address and can thus check everything I do on the ledger. A bank doesn't want that to happen. There is actually, I don't know if it's a proposed feature, but they are thinking to introduce kind of temporary addresses on the XRP ledger. Something like that could help. However, how that's, I mean, seeing how genius the idea of the stablecoin functionality from David Schwartz was on the XRP ledger, right now I don't see how this temporary wallet address thingy might work. But if they hadn't an idea how to get it to work, then they wouldn't have proposed it as maybe being introduced in the future. Yes, Jana One Trick, you're totally correct. That's the reason why Ripple only chooses exchanges which are AML and KYC. That's maybe, I don't know a lot about AML, but KYC for sure. For sure. I'm not so sure, Jana One Trick, if that's really the reason that MoneyGram is limited, that they cannot sell XRP fast enough. I'm pretty sure Ripple has something up their sleeves in terms of market making, and this new custodian law coming live all around the world beginning of January, that will allow banks to hold and custody crypto or digital assets. And that basically means that the banks, the CLS member banks, the banks which today are responsible for the settlement in the SWIFT rails. SWIFT is just the payment, the settlement goes via the CLS banks. So those are the banks, the tier 1 banks, I think it's about 60 banks or so worldwide. And they have the appropriate liquidity to make the whole thing work. And they could for sure act as market makers as soon as these new laws are in place. And maybe they knew that those laws are or will be in place beginning of January, but they might have needed some time to do this custody, I don't know, thingy properly. I mean, They cannot just have a wallet as we do. I mean, we're talking hundreds of millions, if not billions, worth of XRP in their wallets. Florian is asking about the kind of lost volume on Swift. I hope it's fine if I answer in English, Florian. I don't know if this 4 trillion lost from Swift to GPI, if a part of those 4 trillion is still maintained via the old Swift, not GPI. That could be a reason. Could be that there is, I don't know. I'm just assuming that there is like an upper limit on GPI. Could be, let's say, GPI is limited up to payments for, I don't know, 50 million or so. And then everything larger has to go through the other rails because it needs more time to do the pre-allocation, the pre-funding of the Nostros. That could be a reason, but there could also be a reason that Ripple captured already a huge part of that. I mean, when Ripple is getting close to 1 million transactions a day, let me check quickly on the Target 2 has 340,000 transactions a day with a total volume of 1.7 trillion, which is again roughly this 20% of the Swift of the global thing. And when Ripple already has basically close to 1 million, I literally have no doubt that there would be potential volume for more than 10% of the global cross-border market. And I'm 100% sure that they're just waiting for enough liquidity to do it. And I'm also 100% sure that Ripple is working as hard as they can to get that solved. Ryan McBride, could the bail-in laws that have been set up, could they buy the order books and the people pay for it? I don't know how you mean that. Can you maybe explain with other words, Ryan McBride? See, KJ cellmate. Honestly, the only prediction I say is once we have high value transactions, 3 digits just won't cut it. Meaning we need to see 4 digits, Butterfly Trader. Thank you, Jared. Nicht gemacht, okay. Ripple is freaking everywhere. I mean, don't you doubt. Don't you doubt. And by the way, let me pull up this other document again where I was talking about cost versus XRP price. Let me show that to you guys, because that's another one of my let me make it a little bit bigger. So what you can see in this, can you read it? Can you give me a quick feedback if you can at least decipher it? Hold on, I will. Is it readable right now? Can someone give me a feedback if you can read that? For sure, Tanfo 8. 5 would be better. But I don't think it's... I'm thinking it will reach 5 digits, but most likely not before end of... Okay. So you can read it. Let me do it a little bit bigger. So basically, let's go through that. Swift transaction volume yearly is about, I don't know that number, 5 trillion a day. I just assumed 250 days a year and calculated times 5 trillion a day. The 20 BPS is the base point, which is the cost of the system. That I have taken from the Ripple cost model paper. The link is in here. Ripple themselves says the cost of the total system is 1.6 trillion year by year. If they were to use XRP at high volatility, they could save 40% of those costs. If XRP had a low volatility, they could save 60%, which is basically that amount. Let's go with the low volatility, like 640 billion a year. Okay? Then below I have done some calculations. XRP price $1,000. We have 300,000 hodlers with more than 1,000 XRP. At $1,000, that would give us, if each of those would cash out 1 million, that would give us 305 billion. And I write in the comment, if each of the XRP hodlers with more than 1,000 would cash out 1 million, it'll be a no-brainer. Even 2 million, each of those ones could cash out. 10 million cash out wouldn't work anymore, because then we'd be at 3 trillion. And then it would take roughly 10 years for a return on investment. Okay? Then the second perspective, the amount of XRP which is held by all XRP holders, but the top 60 accounts. The top 60 accounts are exchanges and Ripple and stuff like that. That's 13 billion. So at if everyone would cash out all, the costs would be 13, I think, trillion. 50% cash out would also not work. But if all those but the top 60 accounts would cash out 10% of their XRP, then it would be totally possible. In 2 years we had a return on investment. And then I did the same for 100, for a price at $100, and there I basically could show that at $100 all but the top 60 could cash out all, and in about 2 years we had a return on investment, which pay. And as long as we are having how do you say, not like one huge jump, but a few leveled jumps, that would work out totally. I have Butterflies is writing about he will be putting his champagne bottle cooled. I have to tell you, I mean, I believe in a little bit in I don't know how you call it, positive thinking, like that if you prepare for something, like thinking it has happened already, then it will happen. And we put our bottle of champagne into the fridge a year ago, more or less, a little bit more than a year ago. Okay, Ralph Raymond is asking an interesting question. I mean, actually, right, you can extrapolate that, I guess, yourself. I will give you the link to this target 2 analysis, and then you figure it out yourself. Transaction analysis target 2, shareable link. That's for Ralph Raymond. You do the math yourself. I mean, if target 2 has like 350 or 40,000 transactions a day, and Ripple is close to 1 million, it's like 3 times more. That would also totally explain this missing 4 trillion from SWIFT. That would totally explain it. Totally. I mean, I could be wrong. I literally, no one can tell me, is willing to tell me where those 4 trillion from SWIFT went. But it could very well be that that it's on RippleNet or ILP for the matter already. That's what I'm saying. I think potential volume we definitely have. Zero doubt. living the life. Well, I mean, if they get this liquidity thing done, I'm pretty sure within the next 6 months, 6.5, let's say it like that, by the end of June next year. I really hope there is no more delays, but because I believed in high 3 digits end of last year already, and many did, and as we all know, something just didn't work out. Schwartz believes we'll have explosive growth. In what regards, Jamin Rollins? Self-fulfilling prophecy. Thank you, Raymond. Paolo Hugos, that's what I think. That everything has been planned, and there was, for whatever reason, no one will ever know for 100%. I mean, why did Dilip Rao, why is he being retired now? Why not last year? I mean, I have, and I mean, at the end of the year, I mean, in Switzerland we get retired on our birthday. Let's say my birthday was 3 days ago, 15th December. In the year I'm getting 65. I can basically retire on the 15th of December. It'll be in 17 years. Pending the fact that I'm not going private way earlier thanks to XRP. But that would basically be the normal plan. But that you just retire at the end of the year, that's so weird. I mean, Ralph Raymond, SBI didn't perform as much as hoped. They didn't perform at all. I mean, thank you, James and Tazi Burnian. Happy 24th birthday, you're a joker. Double that age. 41 years Dilip Rao had been working. Sir, do you know his age? I mean, that would... I really don't know. I even don't know in which country he's kind of... I mean, I know that he's moving to Australia now. Actually, Giuseppe, we will go really on vacation first week of January, but next week is Christmas week. 24th I won't live stream. 26th I don't know yet, maybe, but because it'll be in German, most Germans speaking followers, they will be busy with their family, so most likely I'll skip that also. And then on 31st, which would be another Tuesday, pending the fact we're at home, I might live stream. But I mean, nobody wants to pay attention on the 31st. Most will be partying somewhere. I didn't see that tweet, Tanfo, that SBI promised that they will take up 50% of Ripple volume. But I mean, panning or telling by the fact that the SBI doesn't just want to cover Japan, but basically the whole Southeast Asia region. And I think they recently announced even or even have something like a joint venture with a company in China. I'm pretty sure they will also be kind of like the door into China. So I literally have no doubt about that. Can you try, Store, to figure out his age? I don't know where. Maybe on LinkedIn. Is he on LinkedIn? LinkedIn. Excellent connection. Am I back? He's just trolling us, frozen. Can you see me again? Full screen. Cuckoos. The big freeze. I'm here. Can you hear me and see me again? All good again with online. Perfect. Sorry. Sometimes my streaming software crashes. Yes, Mickey B. Fresh. Nice to have you here. I'm really honored, Mickey. I have actually, that was something which surprised me quite a lot, that we have seen ODL transactions, or so-called ODL transaction with ruble. And I have been talking as well to a guy from Russia, because about Russia we basically hear no news in the whole RippleNet area thingy. And then he basically told me that in Russia cryptos are kind of banned, which basically made me look up when I heard about these ruble transactions. Is it with Binance, Ralph Raymond? That would be freaking great. Article above for SBI. Did you send a link? I didn't see link from you guys. Top chat. Maybe I need to put on live chat to see everything. I don't know. No. But now you can see and hear me, right? Hello. Yes, Sword XP, that's my hunch. I issued that hunch a year ago already. I mean, someone needs to be able to buy XRP. I mean, I can see like person like me doing market making for payments about 1,000, maybe 5,000, maybe $10,000, but not about 50 million. How would I be able to buy XRP in the value of 50 million? I don't even have a million. Okay, so there needs to be potent buyers in order to be able to pay out the fiat on the other side. And the most potent like institutions I know which have cash definitely already, just in the wrong country, are those CLS banks. I mean, now they park their cash in the other country, right? Then, like, I'm a Swiss bank and I have euro in Germany. Now I can move that cash back to Switzerland and help with the Swiss franc buying XRP such that Swiss franc can be paid out. That's the question I received a lot a year ago was, who will be buying XRP? My answer was always market makers, but whom it is, I literally have no clue. And because we're talking about not just a few we're talking hundreds of millions, billions, almost trillions maybe a day. That's not something ordinary. How long are we live? 50 minutes already. Wow. I'm pretty sure people, followers, soon. My life plans. Well, actually, I told about that in other live streams and videos already. I think everything or most of the money which will be beyond 15 million will be given to charity. I need about 3 million in order to make sure that I have enough money until the end of my life. Then we will give some money away to a list of about 30 friends and family. And then my wife and me want to have some fun money. And the more money I'll be making, the more my friends or my family and friends will get. But if it's like really way more, like 50 million, then I don't know, 35 million will go to charity. I don't know what to do with that money. I literally don't know. And there is many people who want to do the same. Give. And the thing is, I think we need to make sure that we do not just give it to WWF, WWF or Greenpeace, because they sometimes are involved into corruption and stuff, and the money doesn't get really, or the projects aren't really being built which are promised to be being built. So you need to make sure that the money really reaches its destination in terms of fresh water or schools or hospitals or whatever. You really need to make sure that you do not just send money. How that's gonna work out, I don't know, but I know I met a few people here in the XP community which are willing to do the same, and I'm pretty sure that with enough money we can build something sustainable, which has strict compliance rules enabled by the upon the employees, so such that employees cannot cheat and that the organization itself doesn't cheat. I literally don't want to be involved into neither form of corruption. Either they accept the money and the projects we do, or they forget it. And with today's media, you can make enough power to get the people protesting. If you tell them we could deliver fresh water, but your government wants to have like 50% of the money for themselves, then they will start protesting. That's stuff we want to do. Now I missed. Tomorrow, Klaus Bahn. Morgen bin ich auf Deutsch. Das vermutlich letzte Mal dieses Jahr. Genau. Exactly, Paolo Hugos. That's the reason why I think with all the money we will have, we really could set up something which differentiates itself from all the other charity organizations, like building in compliance from the moment it starts. Greenpeace has no idea about compliance. Every big company which is SOX, it has to be SOX compliant because it's listed on the New York Stock Exchange. They know what I'm talking about. They have to be compliant, and there is enough knowledge out there in the world how to make sure that your company isn't involved in corruption and that the money reaches its destination. I mean, I totally agree. Pay the people good money if they're doing a good work. That's not the point. They shouldn't work for nothing. They should receive good money. So, last question and then we close. An hour is over. I was quite impressed, like a special live stream and 120 viewers. Thank you. That makes really nice Christmas for me. We are really happy here. My wife with her part of her family, her daughter, I don't know the term in English, the daughter of her daughter. Granddaughter, I think it's called in English. We have new furniture in our sleeping room. Oh, damn it, that bed is so comfy. I'm not a legend. I might have legendary status once it really goes, like I think. Okay, people, maybe I will be having such a special live stream again until the end of the year, because we most likely might not see enough viewers on Christmas Eve, on New Year's Eve, but there is plenty of days in between. Maybe I do it just like I did today. No plan, just get online and let's have a little chat. Okay? Again, thank you everyone for your patience, for your trust, for your interesting questions. Stay motivated, it'll come. I am totally convinced. talk to you guys. Bye bye. Schöne Weihnachten. Merry Christmas. Bye bye.